The real economic damage of the pandemic, the economic damage, was what we're facing now in interest rates. And that's what we have to address. During the pandemic, the government and Scotty from marketing has racked up over $1 trillion debt. And our record debt-breaking treasurer, Josh Frydenberg, has nothing to do with it. As George Harrison said in the 1980s, if you don't know where you're going to, any road will take you there. And Frydenberg says sometime in the future, sometime after the next 10 years, after he has left Parliament, Australia can repay down our debt. But at that rate that he's projecting, the projected interest rates, I estimate if Australia doesn't act now, it'll take 180 years to get this nation back to where it was when John Howard left office. We don't have 180 years to act. So Morrison's plan won't save Australia from defaulting on Australians from defaulting on their loans, and won't stop Australian homes and assets from being sold to foreign interests who would be the only buyers with money in the market as Australians lose their homes because of increased home loan rates. And you can imagine the social disruption in our country when that happens. We've been a country where the Australian dream is to own your own home, when many of our small businesses function because homes have provided security for banks, employ many of our people. So this is a major challenge to Australia as we know it. It's a social, it's an economic, it's a financial change. And it's not identified. It's not talked about by the Liberal Party or the Labor Party. Maybe they know that it's coming, and maybe they think they can't do anything about it. And we're just going to wait there and win the next election. It's very significant. It's very significant that the budget was for 6 months. I think it's for the first 6 months budget I've ever seen, right? And of course, when all this happens, those Australians that haven't got a mortgage but have invested in their house at high rates of sale in the market will see the value of their properties crash and a reduction of their wealth. So all in all, what we're facing is a massive attack upon our country and our social fabric, and it has to be addressed. The real goal of the so-called pandemic could have been an excuse to provide the Australian government to recklessly borrow and destroy Australia's independence and the country's economic independence. Either way, we've got to stop from what's happening to protect and defend the livelihood of all Australians. Australians must act now by using the levers of government to avoid the crisis. Unless Australia's unprecedented debt is urgently remedied, it will cause all mortgages to default as interest rates rise. It will cause Australians to lose their homes, and it will remove the underlying security for all of our small businesses. There's a great reset, and you've heard that word before, a great reset coming, and it's inevitable. Thanks to the Liberal